Okay, so this is the state of affairs. We have 3 bases. 2 of them are in active use. We have 1 big Pandoran mist outbreak. You'll notice it is spreading fantastically quickly on land. Not so... on sea, not so on land. Because, you know, it's a Pandora virus. It comes from the sea. But we've got lots of points popping up. This is a big problem. Yeah, and South America is being happily eaten right now. That's really bad, by the way. That's really bad. We've got a story mission, and we're going to have to fight it in Pandoran territory. But to get there, we need a viable route. We don't have one yet, which is the big issue. We've got a couple of vehicles. We are naming our soldiers. We are naming our vehicles. We'll probably go back to using Nightbot for this one, so it'll be random. I'll just need someone to have paid for the name. Either that or I bump up the price and only the Dapper Barons can get into the game. But I feel that we name enough people in this playthrough to want to do the random roll. It isn't like, you know, FTL where ideally you're going to name like 6 things or something. So, the state of affairs, these are the havens. Anu havens, there are lots of those. We're very friendly with them. Synedrian havens, we're also pretty friendly with them. We are anything but friendly with New Jericho. There have been diplomatic incidents, let's say. The fact that we have a New Jericho air transport is related. I think that's the way we'll put it. In the documents, we will note that the New Jericho air transport that we have, called Nutalot, is related to the diplomatic incidents. We'll just leave it at that. We don't need to go into details. They're unnecessary. It's been beaten up a little bit, but we should be able to get that repaired. Now, each of the different types of transports have different qualities. For example, the New Jericho transport has a greater range, slower speed though, bigger capacity, which is nice. Because right now, Nutalot is carrying 4 peeps and Bemble. Our Armadillo, a New Jericho vehicle. Can I... Oh, I need to go into edit to roll that around. So, Bemble, good boy. I might need to get some new weapons for Bemble. I'm really tempted to try and grab the Chaos vehicles, but I feel we need to do more Chaos missions before I'm going to be able to remotely afford to buy them. They are expensive. We could probably already buy Chaos weapons, but the vehicle, the Chaos buggy, hard. We've got a couple of bases as well. We've got Phoenix Point, that's our original base. Then we got Tater Crater, our second base, which is currently expanding out its training facilities, because this is where we put people when they're not on mission, so that they can still skill up while not on mission. This is going to be really important. Once this is done, we're going to build another one. Each training facility gives 2 experience points per hour in-game for every person at the base. Currently, we've got 4 people there, but that's fine. We will be expanding that. We've also got Fredato, another Armadillo, and Widehammer, a... What is this actually called? What's the vehicle type? I forget. What is the Phoenix Points vehicle? I forget what it's called. Regardless, this one's got rocket launchers on it. Scarab, thank you. No. These were not stolen. None of our vehicles were stolen. Well, okay. None of our land vehicles were stolen. Stolen is such a strong word, I feel. Such a strong word. All of the land vehicles we got through missions. And not ones against anyone. We just, whilst out and scouting locations of interest. One of our soldiers over in Tater Crater is ready for a level up, which is quite nice. There's a lot of things that go into the level up system. I'll show with a relatively fresh soldier. What a stash. Wow. Sander, amazing. Okay, so each recruit, because I've got a couple of recruits right now, the base classes, there are classes, and each class has a set amount of abilities that you can unlock. There is a set class tree, but each person has traits. These are natural affinities and talents. They can be quite diverse, and sometimes you'll come across someone who's got talents that make them a perfect selection for a bunch of stuff. A truly perfect selection. But the classes themselves, let's go back to the personnel. So again, we'll go down, I think with Sander. So this is the assault class. You've got assault heavies and snipers. Now you'll notice down here there's a big gap. That's because at level 4, a basic trooper can multi-class into any other class that you could train. Now you start off only knowing assault heavy and sniper, but later on you will learn the other classes from the different factions. For example, Anu have berserkers and priests. New Jericho have technicians and maybe something else. Synedrian have infiltrators and something else, I believe, as well. So you can make multi-classed units that can have incredible synergies. Absolutely bonkers synergies. You've got Soldier XP. This they gain when they level up. They get 10 points. Actually, I think this... I think they get that when they level up. It might be also associated with a couple of other things. But Phoenix SP, every time you do a mission, based on your performance in that mission, you will gain kind of Phoenix global experience points, which you can then invest in anyone. You can just build up a pool of skill points that can be used for anyone to top them up. So let's say you had just like 2 points shy on getting an upgrade you wanted. Well, if your global pool of experience points allowed for it, you could just burn 2 of those points to top up that one soldier's last bit of training to get it. It actually makes it very, very flexible, super flexible. They may actually get 10 points for each mission they're on, yeah. But they also gain experience points naturally if they're just in a training facility at the base they're at. So, for example, here, Dash, ridiculously useful. This is a bonkers good ability. Almost always go for it. And then, outside of a couple of... This is basically the class's backbone when it comes to that class's ability. I max out speed. Speed is king for me. This game has... Each soldier has 4 action points. So unlike original XCOM, where you had turn points, or TUs, time units, and each soldier would get a different amount based on their kind of progression, and they could use that however they want. This one does have... You've got 4 action points. Kind of reminiscent of the modern XCOMs. However, where old XCOM bleeds in... Where it's like taking the best from both... You can use those 4 action points in any way and in any order you please. You want to shoot first and then move? By all means. You can move this many tiles per action point you have. Your speed in tiles for any full action point. And you can use partial action points. So, for example, I can move 16 tiles. If I want to move 4... then I've only used 1/4 of an action point on that. Now, I can't use that 3/4 on a full action point action, like firing my gun or something, but that stays there. At the end, when I've done all of my other movements, I've still got 3/4 worth of a movement left that I can use. It allows you to do things like duck, like stand out of cover, take a clear shot, then get back behind the wall. This game also doesn't use cover mechanics like the modern Firaxis XCOMs. If you move up to something that could be used as natural cover, your soldier will move into that cover in a sensible way. If it's half cover, they'll crouch behind it, reducing the amount of themselves visible to be shot at, and if it's a wall, they'll flatten themselves against it, again reducing the amount of themselves visible to be shot at. However, every shot is calculated. The shot trajectory is calculated from the muzzle of the weapon that's firing it. If someone is not stood behind, like flush up against the wall and thus flattening themselves, but is stood behind the wall such that from the position of the enemy can't shoot them, then they could shoot in that direction. If their gun's powerful enough, maybe it'll go through the wall. But otherwise, they're not, like, they could shoot at them. They're just going to hit the wall. It's one of the most amazing things about this game. Every shot is actually calculated. There's no rolling of dice. However, you know, sometimes you do still have to use your brain. And sometimes it is frustrating. You're like, haha, I'm gonna shoot over this railing. Oh, balls. The railing is directly in front of my gun. Can I just, like, lift my gun and shoot over the railing? No? Okay, fine. It does have some caveats, but it is, in my opinion, it is objectively better. It is objectively better. Now, all of the purple over here, that was a fairly standard character there. Oh, you've got... you don't have a weapon yet, Malachi. My bad. Do I have any armor? You don't have any armor yet, Malachi. Ultra, my bad. Well, you are a sniper, so I'll give you a Phoenix Point sniper weapon. I've got a new Jericho pistol. We'll give you that as a sidearm. I mean, it's a decent pistol, to be fair. And I guess I'll give you a med kit. I really don't want you to be in a fight, though, because you'll die. There's nothing between you and bullets but cloth. That will not do. I do need to get materials to be able to build you some armor, though, because that is going to take me some time. But that aside, now we've got some high-level characters up here. Anubis, for example, much high level. Chaos Dragon, much high level. Also Cyborg. That is not armor. That is Chaos Dragon. I can't remove this. This is literally locked in. The head and the torso are locked because they were augmented. You can only augment two parts. The legs, the torso and arms, or the head. And we elected for the head and the torso. The current augments that they have are the Juggernaut torso. Initially designed for space combat, the Juggernaut torso makes a person immune to the majority of physical attacks while also allowing soldiers to breach through solid walls by walking through them. There have been times when he's simply decided that the shortest route between A and B is a straight line, whether or not there is a building in the way. This torso allows that. Also, it's got an energy shield that he can deploy, which is pretty cool. Clarity Head, immune to mind control. Complete protection for the brain. Also isolates him from Pandora and mind control and other things, so panic and the likes. Very, very chonky boy. Much chonk. Very boy. This is actually a multi-classed Berserker Assault, which is why he wanders around with a massive melee weapon. We've been leveling him up in a couple of ways. We've also got a couple of, like, his natural skills unlocked. Very strong combatant. Does wear a shield, though. Because in this game, again, like I said, bullets are simulated. They travel the path from the muzzle to the opponent. If someone shot him in the back, his back is made of metal, so, you know, probably less of a concern than for most people. But he wears a shield on his back. He will never pull this out. This shield exists solely to have on his back, because that's where he stows it when he's not actively holding it in his hands ready to use. Because he's got an energy shield. He can deploy that, and it's stronger than this metal shield, which will gradually take more damage over time. But because he wears it on his back, if someone were to shoot at him, the shield is the thing that will get hit first, because it's on his back. Again, that's what I mean by the simulation. It's not just vague hit points. It will hit the shield, and until that shield is completely destroyed by enough weapons fire, his back is completely fine. So it makes him quite dangerous. Then we've got Megasum, who's an assault heavy. Pretty nice setup. They've got a T1 autocannon. Basically, the classes will give proficiency with certain types of equipment. For example, he could have a jetpack if he really wanted to, and maybe I will give him a jetpack at some point. We do have armor. Maybe I'll give that a round. Brithnoth, our heavy sniper. Now, you might be wondering, the heavy sniper, that seems like a bit of an interesting choice. Well, the reason for that is that heavies have jetpack training, and snipers have skills which make the shots cost less action points. Combine those two things, Brithnoth's first move is usually fly up to the most inaccessible high vantage point I can find on the map, and then decide whether I'm going to grenade someone or snipe them based on the situation. Either way, I can deliver an awful lot of death pretty much across the entire arena. Brithnoth is an angel of death. Absolutely. Angel of mercy for us, angel of death for everything else. It was a very good combination. I don't even know what this game is, but I'm interested now. I really could not overstate how fun this game is. Here's our sniper with some high-tech sniper weapons. Sniper assault, so that honestly quite a lot of people will get assault if I don't have anything better to give them, because dash is so bloody powerful. Anubis, again, our assault heavy. Our highest level troop. Level 7 is the highest point. And at level 7, we've unlocked, for example, dash, return fire. If anyone shoots at Anubis, whether they hit them or not, we will shoot back. As long as there's ammo in the gun. Doesn't cost us an action point. Some of my characters have this, and what I make sure is I ensure that at the end of their turn, they have got equipped their most powerful weapon that costs the most points to use. Because if they do happen to get plinked by something, like someone shoots a dinky pistol at them, well, even though they used up all of their action points, they're currently wielding their heavy autocannon. So they're just like sending enormous caliber shells down range at their target as for the audacity that they used the pistol on them. It's actually pretty awesome. That one is made very much more possible by ready for action, which means that reloading and doing anything in the inventory costs no action points. So again, another really useful thing for assault. So return fire and ready for action means like a heavy can equip their heaviest weapon at the end of their turn, just in case they get shot at. But rapid clearance is absolutely amazeballs. Every time you make a kill, you recover 2 action points until the end of the turn. Now, the end of your turn might be very, very far away if the rest of the squad is wounded enough people to the point of almost death, and you've got a good enough weapon to just do that last little bit of damage over and over and over again. So, very, very nice combination there. Swift Squirrel, Assault Sniper, again, pretty much the same thing. Got assault rifle, got a sniper weapon. Got a lot more gear in there than I really needed to have, so we'll pop those down there for now. Well, I mean, I guess, but maybe I'll pop that up, I don't know. This is our... So, this is our mutoid. I still don't quite understand why their skin is... got the same... decals as our armor. I'm not... Is this just... Do we tattoo them to match our armor? When we... I have questions. We brand them. Not even tattoo, we just straight up brand them. Fair, no wonder they look angry. But yeah, so the interesting thing with mutoids is although they can only go to level 5, so that's 2 levels less than anyone else, they get a very unique skill-up system. At every level, for mutagens, we use mutagens to heal them, we also use mutagens to level them up, all kinds of things. But at every level, we select from any tier 2 skill, from any class that we have unlocked. The more classes that we've researched, right now we haven't researched any others, but Berserker would be here if we knew how to train Berserkers. We don't, we've recruited one from Anu. Priests, whatever. Then we could select from any of their abilities at that level. But also, down here, any Pandoran that we have captured alive and studied, we learn their abilities. And they can take one skill from any of our human classes and one skill from any of the researched Pandoran classes. They can become absolutely bonkers. You cannot get multiple level 1s. No, they lock them out. So you do have them. It's a very strategic choice. But for example, we actually managed to take a living, you know, the monstrosity that we showed earlier, you know, the one where it's like, oh yeah, someone needs to purge the site and get us all out. It's like, yeah, you were wasting time warning us about the fact that this horrible strain of Pandora virus was getting loose. You should have just hit the nuke button and saved us all. But you didn't, so now we've got crazy multi-limbed leaping frog mind controllers that can spew mist and raise zombies just wandering around. However, we managed to take one of them alive. So we can choose from their skills, and one of them is Resurrect. Once we get to level 5, our boy Habitual Oaf over here, whenever a humanoid target goes down, can just be like, No, you're on my side now. Also, you're an Arthron or a Triton. I don't really care what. You fight for Phoenix Point. Welcome to the team, buddy. Necromancer build. 100% yes. There are some other really, really good things, though, as well. For example, the Tritons. Like, honestly, that's a hard choice. And it shouldn't be. I have an option to straight up resurrect my enemies and use them against the living enemies. But that's stacked up against every turn you regenerate 10 hit points to all body parts in the game where you can disable a body part. If someone's got a dangerous gun, you can kill them to stop them from firing it. Or, if it's a two-hand weapon like this, you can simply break their arm. Just one, because it's a two-armed weapon. If they haven't got two arms, the only thing they can do is club you with the weapon after running up to you. That's it. That incredibly dangerous, ultra powerful sniper weapon is now a really, really crap hammer. The amount of times that I've avoided taking damage, not by killing the thing that was really dangerous, but just shooting the limb that was one of the limbs off when the thing that made them dangerous was a two-handed weapon. Huge. Resurrect Pandoran? Eat Pandoran. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's about it for now. In terms of personnel. I'm still uncertain what I want to do with Habitual Oath. I mean, I could level him up right now. See, reducing the points on Overwatch makes you so powerful. But you don't have proficiency with handguns. Which means that you could flub with them. But that skill in particular is amazing for handguns, because if you can Overwatch with like a handgun requires one action point to fire. If Overwatch is reduced by one action point, it means that handguns are free to go into Overwatch with. Dash is so powerful. But because we don't have the potential to have handgun proficiency, I think we're going to go with Dash. I still might go for quick aim, because as a willpower fueled skill, this is very good for an active weapon. So this would allow me to use my assault rifle for one action point instead of two. But Warcry is crazy powerful as well. But we're going to go with Dash. Dash is such a powerful ability. Pepper Cloud, Silent Echo, or Fire Resistant. None of them really stand out to me as super useful yet. I mean, all weapon attacks are silent is nice, because it would mean that you could be a bit of a stealth build. But at the same time, I think I would rather hold out to find other types of Pandorans and capture them and see what other things they've got. I think we're going to hold on to that. But Dash was a given. Hidden Necromancer does sound particularly nice, yes. But yeah, this is where we make mutoids, and we can choose a mutoid specialization. That's basically our first choice, is what class proficiencies they start with. And again, once we've researched more classes, then that's going to be more interesting. But that's it. So we've got Nutalot, we've got Zenzi Aura. A couple of people on Zenzi Aurora are hurt. Let's have a look at the Geoscape. What were you doing last? I think we just fought off a Pandoran attack. I think. We've got a couple of important areas. Prisoner of Ice, very far away. Catacombs of Despair, very far away. Experiments continue. Experiments continue is potentially a big mission for us, because it's the continuation of the corruption quest line. And saving Helena, this also very important, because we need to do that to continue the legacy of the ancients. And actually, you know what? Since I almost spoiled that quest line, we're going to go and do that one first, so I can't accidentally do it in the future. I think that's wise. Additionally, at some point we could activate this base, take us a lot of materials and a lot of tech. But I think this one comes with a Manticore. It is not an armed Manticore, however. But what I could do at that point is I could swap over the crew from this Manticore into that one and use it only for quests and exploring points of interest. The points of interest are revealed over time. If you run a quest at a location, it will reveal points of interest nearby, especially if they're havens. But also, each base gradually scans the area with its radar. This is what this circle ever expanding outward is, and will reveal points of interest for us. Having a dedicated air combat vessel would be very nice. Or just being able to field a third team, also very nice. Also, there is a priest there and a technician over here. Can I possibly hire this technician? Oh my good lord, they cost so much though. 200 tech. That is bonkers hard to get. 39 tech to get a priest. Literally capable of mind control. I think I actually need to run some trading missions. We're going through our food relatively fast, but I could run some trading missions. Let me have a... Okay, so generally speaking, Anu is the best for food, Synedrion is the best for tech, and New Jericho is the best for materials. So if I could trade some food from Anu for something, whatever, and then trade materials from New Jericho for food, then trade tech from Synedrion either for materials or food, and then go back and do the whole route again, then we would gradually start increasing everything. We could just steal New Jericho's training. That is true, Newtalots. That is actually surprisingly true. I could even just raid them for materials, raid them for food. Don't really want to push them that hard, though. Because ultimately, if I raid them for food, they're going to starve faster, and the whole population of the planet is necessary for me. We lose if enough people die. New Jericho combat armor research. What I want is a New Jericho neural implant technology. Have you got a training area? A research area? No, that's elite. Have you got a research area? Another one? No, that's another elite training. New Jericho combat... Right, okay, so this would probably teach me New Jericho classes. All right, chat. I'm gonna be straight with you. I think at this point there is no denying that New Jericho have become the enemy of this run. As much as I didn't really want to pick a side yet, and I wanted to see a little bit more, we are so supported by Synedrion and Disciples of Anu, and actively disliked by New Jericho. I don't think we're recovering that. It would take me a long time to switch those around, and we don't have a long time to play with. Also, everyone seems to hate New Jericho. Synedrion and Anu are not on good terms, but both of them really dislike New Jericho. So, okay. I think we will earmark their training facilities as targets of opportunity. We did just complete a we did just complete a mission for them, so we will start gaining missions here. Now, unfortunately, I think to increase Synedrion happiness any further, I actually have to sabotage Anu, which is not really something I want to do, if I'm honest. But alright, we're going to start having this group. I need to get them some combat experience, frankly, but they're going to do a bit of a trading run, rather. I'm going to skip this mission for now, because I want to make more of a beeline down to this mission. I also want to quickly rest up, restore stamina and that little bit of health that's missing. That being said. No. I'm going to be pretty selective with my raids if I can. I want you to explore, and I want you to explore on the way. Wouldn't mind taking out another one of your ships. The towering incompetence. Our operatives have discovered a highly fortified skyscraper. The site appears to be abandoned. Our findings indicate that this location was fortified by the owners of a hedge fund who intended to outlast the end of days here. Although the structure is beginning to crumble, it would have been a good place to survive the early years of the apocalypse. This tragedy is something of a puzzle, though. Despite the availability of tremendous technical resources and enough supplies to last a century, the owners of this structure apparently died from voluntarily drinking unfiltered water. Huh. Wow. I mean, our gain, 500 materials, which is actually a stupidly large amount. That is well worth having a look at. We're making some more body armor. We need tech to make all of the Synedrian body armors, but that is pretty nice. I could also make some more Synedrian gear. Their weapons are so expensive, though, because the ammo requires tech as well. Right. But the other thing, I love that we can build a ram for our aircraft. The hibernation pods. This would allow, aside from issues with... Right, the thing with the unlocking bases is right now there's no bases close by I want to unlock, because every base causes the cost of the next base to increase. It also increases the odds that base is going to be infested and need clearing out before I can purchase it. Or it might just be that it increases the odds of a heavy infestation before I can clear it out. Either way, it makes it less desirable to just buy the bases because I can. I would very much like to buy more bases on their way down here. So I've got more radar coverage in distant locales. For example, I might grab that base over this base. I've taken this base to try and give me... because it'll scan out more sites. This base might not be a bad pick. This base might not be a bad pick. I've still got a lot of work down there, but I think they are a better option. However, that would come with a manticore. Obviously, you know, that's a huge thing because building a manticore is staggeringly expensive. We can build the Helios now, though. The Synedrian aircraft. Again, staggeringly expensive. Tiamat would be... it's super low tech, but has the highest capacity. I think this is probably going to be what we use to move our troops around once we can, because it's got the highest troop capacity. It's actually incredibly durable too. It's actually got more durability than the New Jericho aircraft. Interesting. But I think right now it's all into armor. I want to get high-tech armor more than anything else, really. Oh, wait. What I was thinking about, of course, was... let's have a look. There we are. If we get the hibernation pods, although that's going to wipe out almost all of our remaining tech, if I install that in a troop carrier, it means that I won't have to bring them back to base for anything but healing. Because they will basically sleep on the plane. Their stamina will always regenerate. Yeah, I think we want the pillow fort. Manufacture one. That's really expensive, but I really think we need it. Now we lack the tech for pretty much anything else. We can restore some ammo, but that's it. We really, really need to make sure we pick up the next bit of tech that we can. Golden Age. Our operatives have discovered an abandoned Phoenix project site. This isn't a base, but an archive of old blueprints and other planning material. Compiled haphazardly in 2011, when an older archival facility was demolished to make space for a bypass. Bloody bypass! Holy shit! Hello, Scud Launcher. How you doing, mate? There are various useful resources here, but the most interesting find is also the least useful. The official Phoenix Project Investment and Development Plan from 1970, setting out Newton Sumrall and Irina Semyonova's ambitious plan for the 1970s, exploring the far side of the moon, retrieving samples from the deepest points of the ocean, even building a new research station in Antarctica to think of all that could have been. That is like beginning of the game level funding. There's nothing for us to research right now. That was honestly ridiculously good. With that, I think we're going to get... we're going to get another jetpack. We're also going to get a new... You see, I don't know. 16 verse 20. There's 4 less armor, but that accuracy though, and the stealth. I'm gonna burn through that. No, we're not. We're not gonna burn through all of it. I'll get the helmet because the helmet gives a whopping 10% accuracy. The stealth isn't as important to me. There we go. But that helmet is very important. I like my characters to have high accuracy. Again, high accuracy in this is a bit different to high accuracy in like for Axis XCOM because there's no dice rolls. However, what there are is aiming reticule reductions in size. So the smaller your aiming reticule, the more precise and the more you know where the shots are going to land. Whereas with a very inaccurate weapon, maybe it'll go where you want it to go. Maybe it won't. I guess you'll find out. I'll properly showcase how that works in a moment. Right, pause, because I want to make sure that both of my airships are always doing something. Got a couple of other places to investigate. Got a couple of other elite units we could pick up. I really would like a technician, though. I'm not going to be able to afford it, but if I can get a little bit of extra tech, I could go for a priest. Having someone who can mind control on a team is very powerful, obviously, but right, let's go to the marketplace. Hello. As you can see, the prices here are ridiculously high. Thanks to advanced miniaturization and new materials developed by Synedrian, lightweight laser weapon has become a possibility. Sentient AIs. While true AI was secretly developed before World War III, it was used primarily for military purposes. Synedrian, however, recognized the artificial intelligence developed by its scientists as a full citizen. Research point output... Wow! But look at the price! Offers change every day. We could get a Chaos Buggy for $3,000. Chaos Buggies are ridiculous because they've got 2 weapon systems. They've got a minigun plus whatever other weapon system you put on it. Also, I'm fairly certain that Chaos weapons gradually get worse over time. They don't have any ammo requirement, though. But they'll eventually explode, as far as I understand. Why pick up soldiers if we don't have a place to put them in? Because I can swap them into my training base. They'll just constantly get better over time, and then I can swap them out if someone is injured and I don't want to have to wait for them to heal. But new marketplace offers lower marketplace prices. Let's accept the mission. Our operatives have heard rumours of a rundown armadillo that the Chaos Syndicate could use. Seeing how grateful the maker was for that scarab, we might benefit from delivering this vehicle as well. The more missions we do, the better the prices become, and this is a cumulative effect. It will constantly get better, constantly get cheaper. Very useful, as you can imagine. Right, move to base. I want you to restore everyone's hit points. They're just going to chill out at base. Is there anyone else at Phoenix Point right now? Oh no, it's White Hammer is here. White Hammer is our truck. That doesn't have EXP, so that's fine. Alright. back to the Geoscape. Let a little bit of time pass. I would like you to explore. So Anu started research advanced mutation technology and have completed the research project Oracle. Now that we're very heavily allied, well, we're not allied, but we are supported by them. We will see what techs they're discovering. You'll get notifications of big tech discoveries anyway. But for example, New Jericho didn't have technicians until they finished researching the technicians. The other factions are researching. They're researching for us as well. They're researching like us as well. They don't have all of their best troops at the beginning in the same way that we don't have all of our best troops in the beginning. Same with the Pandorans. The factions are not as dissimilar to us as they would be in other games. Well, it's time. I have to get up for work in 5 hours, so it's time to lull myself off to sleep on the dulcet tones of Aavak's voice. Good night, unspeakably. You have a good one. Correct. A Chaos weapon will gain a malfunction chance every time it's fired. On the first malfunction, it fumbles. On the second, it blows up. And that resets... it resets every mission. Oh, that changes things a little bit. Honestly, as much as the idea of having weapons that didn't take ammo was appealing, the idea of a gun that just gradually got worse until it inevitably broke was very much not. But if it resets per mission, then that's much more functional. Well, it depends a little bit on how high the malfunction chance becomes, but per mission resets. Might well go for that. Still waiting on the team. Oh. And this looks like a bit of an uneven fight. I'm going to have to deal with that one then. Give my team... Oh. Ladland. Sounds like a nightclub. Our operatives have discovered a theme park dedicated to the lucrative lads, a novelty boy band made up of young hedge fund managers who enjoyed enormous success with their single Golden Gecko before crashing spectacularly when their second album failed to sell more than 100 copies. The park, like the band itself, was initially thought to be intended ironically. It is unusually well preserved. Rupert Classy Lad Kane, formerly of the band, now works as an analyst for New Jericho. In an urgent message, he pleads for us to destroy the park and not let anyone know about it. Mr. West does not know about my history with the band, he says, and I don't know what he would do if he found out I was part of something so frivolous. Yeah, I'm playing with all of the DLC. Yep. Set the park on fire. Share this information with New Jericho. Dismantle the park for material. I will happily get rid of this for you in exchange for all of the stuff that's here. I think this is going to be perfect. Oh, Prince, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. You have a great story radio voice. Hopefully, I don't have a radio face. I'm growing my beer back, chat. I went barefaced long enough. My girlfriends were not particularly enamored with the lack of beard. But damn it, every now and then a man must know what their face looks like underneath all of the hair. It is a requirement. I needed to know what my jawline was like, etc., etc. I've decided that I like the beard more. Probably tells you enough about my jawline, frankly. The pandemic was not kind. A beard hides a multitude of sins, Chad. Half the park appears to be made of plywood, but there's at least a few bits and pieces we can repurpose. There we go. Right, well, you're still up for moving around and finding things. I do believe everyone on Zenzi Aurora... Oh, well, not quite. Well, okay, I need a tiny little bit more health. Come on. There we go. You need to explore. Also pause. Just a tiny bit more health. Come on. There we go. Nope, damn it. Right. Fully healed. It looks like the Pandorans are gradually winning. We come prepared, really. Because the fact that Pandorans seem to be on the win does not fill me with confidence. Very slowly, though. Found a new Jericho site down here. Okay.